Hi folks, Rodney back again with Rodney's Northwest Riding Reviews. This is a video that I've been excited to make, and obviously I had to wait for the vehicle to come in, but this is the first 2024 Land Cruiser that we've actually gotten in. This is a first edition. They did make 5,000, from what I'm told, they made 5,000 of the first edition models, and so each dealership only got a few of them, and this happens to be one of the 3 allocations that we actually got. So to start off, first edition is going to have the round headlights. They've got the rigid fog lights. The grille is a little unique to the first edition. It does have the rock rails or slider rails, and the wheels are a little bit different than the rest of the models. So let me just kind of run through the equipment here. Up front, like I said, you've got the rigid fog lights. You got the high definition LED headlamps. Your LED daytime running lights are going to be in there as well. On the tires, these are a 265 70R18. So your 4-wheel disc anti-lock brakes, from what I understand, these are the same that you would get on the Sequoia and also the Tundra. Sorry about the horn there. You have blind spot monitoring. So this is going to have the panorama view monitor. So you got a camera up front, you got one underneath both of the side view mirrors. You got your backup camera there. And I can't see it, but you do have another camera up here for your digital rear view mirror. You got a cover to go over the receiver hitch. I like these mud flaps. So these are designed that they'll allow you to hit something and kind of go away this way, but they do have a strap support to prevent them from going back underneath the tire or get caught underneath. Let's go ahead and open the back end up. Now before I do, you can separate the glass so you can reach in and get stuff out if you needed to. Some people will look at this and say, okay, this is a cargo net, which it is to an extent, but it's designed where you can actually unstrap it and it folds down over the top of the bumper, so when you're getting stuff in and out of the vehicle, it's not going to scrunch up the plastic here. Many people have commented about this in other reviews, that they have cup holders back here, and you also have USB ports that you can see over there, but you actually have no third row seat. So the reason that they have that is they share this model with the Lexus GX, and in the Lexus GX it does have a third row seat, and so that's why they have cup holders back there. This one does have the JBL. It's a 14 speaker JBL audio system. So you got speakers back here in the lift gate. You can see them up here as well. I did notice when I just filled it up with gas that this actually takes premium fuel, and I didn't know that about the others, and I hadn't seen that. Like we have a Grand Highlander Hybrid Max that shares the same engine and componentry as this vehicle does, and I didn't notice that it said premium, but then again I never filled it up, so it very well could have. You got memory seating here, of course, power windows, power locks. This is for auto dimming headlamps. You got the parking sensors here, so when you're backing up, if it detects an object, helps stop the vehicle. I mentioned this in other videos. If you happen to have a vehicle that has this feature on it, and some of them have an acronym of PKSB, but as you're backing up, if you don't turn that feature off, let's say for instance you have a trailer behind you or you have a bike rack on, it will detect that object and it will actually lock up your brakes on you. So if you do have that feature, be sure and turn that off before you go in and put a bike rack on or a trailer as you start to back up. Got your fog lights. Does have the electronic tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Got your 110 power inverter there. You can open the lift gate from inside, and of course your gas release. Does have the integrated brake controller. All right, let's jump inside the vehicle. Now, obviously, I haven't driven the vehicle. I'm not going to drive a customer's vehicle, but I did go to the gas station. So, yes, I drove it a block, but it's very quiet. Now I have a Tacoma with a 4-cylinder in it, and granted, it's not the hybrid model, but it does have the 4-cylinder turbo. And I would say that this is much quieter inside than my Tacoma is, and my Tacoma is not loud by any means. Hopefully you guys can see that. You do have your heads-up display. You have your 12-inch screen here for your infotainment. You also have a 12.3-inch display here. And I know you'll be able to customize. So you have 3 different profiles. So you can set up 3 different profiles. So for instance, if I wanted to, let me go back in here. So I can program this side of it to show anything that I want to. So whether I want to show navigation, or if I wanted to see turbo boost or stereo stations. If you're towing, you can set up for water temperature and coolant temperature. You also have that down here at the bottom, so you may want to show something different. But then you can customize the right-hand side as well. So you can customize 3 different profiles for different driving situations, and it makes it pretty neat. You can also go in and change the layout of the screens, and I've showed that in other videos. So if you want to take a look at that, just slide on over to the channel and you'll be able to see that, because you basically have the same screen setup as what you have in the Tacoma, and I've already done an in-depth review on that. On the steering wheel is a little different in the way it's actually laid out. Here, this operates your MIDI screen. You got volume controls here. You got your voice command, lane departure. You got for your adaptive cruise control, and then of course your mode button here will actually work the stereo stations. So it will go from AM to FM to Bluetooth, Sirius satellite, things of that nature. Climate control, you've got nice large controls for the climate control. You got both heated and cooled, or heated and ventilated seats. You got some additional power points here. Qi wireless charge pad. You got your view, and that's going to pertain to your panorama view monitors or your 360-degree view. You can set it up for either up above or a lower setting down below, and that's what we're seeing right now. But then you can also go in here and set it up for, cornering. You can look underneath the vehicle as you're driving over objects. And then, of course, when you set up your corner view, that's also going to set it up where anytime you go below 10 miles per hour, it's going to automatically bring on that front-facing camera. And so that will basically enable you to be able to see what you're looking at as you pull into a garage. You can see how close you are to the wall, or if you're pulling up to a curb. You can go in here and change the body color. So let's go ahead and set it up for the customer already. So anyway, that's your bird's eye or panorama view monitor. It does have the digital rear view mirror. So as I mentioned, you have additional camera on the top of the lift gate. You got your home link here to program in a garage door opener or electric gate. You have you got your sunroof there. I'm surprised that they didn't put in a panoramic moonroof in here. I don't know. You would think that they probably would have. Got your vanity mirrors. You've got adjustable visors. All right, mode select. So currently it's on drive mode. So if I change the drive mode, you'll notice here it goes eco, normal, and sport. And then you've got crawl control and MTS as your multi-terrain select. Now, crawl control is going to work in both low and high range. Turn this air off here. A little too warm. But anyway, once you engage crawl control, or I should say you engage your multi-terrain select to pick the type of terrain that you're going to be on, and then you can engage crawl control. You also have downhill assist, So basically the way crawl control and downhill assist, the way they work is it uses the analog braking system on each individual wheel. And so as you're coming down or going up, basically just make sure that you have ultimate traction at all times. You got your 4 low and 4 high. This does have the AVS system, so it's adaptable variable suspension. And so just riding, like I said, I only drove it a block, but just riding on the road is very smooth. I have driven a new Tacoma Limited with AVS suspension, and you start hitting some curves, and man, it firms up the suspension really quick, and it just hugs the road. So I know this would be just as good on this system, or probably even better. You do have a rear locking axle when you're in crawl control or low range even. You got the disconnect sway bar, and then of course traction control. Console area here comes with little key fob protectors. It's got a cool box. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I guess you turn the cool box on. And you can feel the air coming in, so it cools the box inside. I guess that would probably hold maybe 4 drinks. It's interesting to have a picture of a fish in there. I'm not sure if they're trying to tell you not to put fish in there or what, but it is definitely interesting. You do have your map reading lights, and they're just LED touch. So it's got a LED sensor, obviously, of some sort where you just barely touch it. Got microphones there, microphones here. This will have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have volume controls over here, which you have a large control for that. But over here, you have a very small volume control, and that's kind of interesting. Got your tow haul feature is down here. They have electronic emergency brakes, so as soon as you put it in park, it's automatically going to set the brake. As soon as you take it out of park, it's automatically going to release the brake. But then they do have a hold. Some people call it a hill start assist. So basically, when you pull up to a stoplight, if you're waiting there on an incline, instead of having to hold your foot on the brake, you can hit your hold button. That will set a parking brake for you. And as soon as you're ready to take off, all you do is just step on the gas and automatically releases it. I have not seen it yet, and I don't know for certain if it's actually supposed to come with it or not, but obviously this does have 2 key fobs, but I haven't seen that it has a credit card key. Now, the new Tacoma has come with a credit card key on certain models, and you would think that if it's supposed to be here, it would definitely be here on a first edition model. So I need to double check on that and see if it was supposed to have it and it just wasn't with it. On my Tacoma, if you guys have seen any of my previous videos, my Tacoma was supposed to have had a credit card key, but it wasn't with the truck when I got it, so they had to order one for me. You do have heated steering wheel. I didn't mention that earlier. So this, not 100% certain if this is Softex or real leather. It feels like Softex to me, to be honest with you. I don't know if you can see it here. We have your controls there for the rear climate. Has the bench seat. You do have a fold-down armrest in the center there. I'm not going to jump in the back to show you leg room. I know you're going to have plenty of leg room back there, but obviously, like I said, this is a customer's vehicle, and I want to try to keep it as clean as possible for them. Mentioned the JBL audio system, so you do have your little tweeter speakers there. You got one in the center, you got one on each side there, you got the tweeters, you have the larger speakers in the doors, see down there. I noticed when I was driving over there, I couldn't tell if it popped up on the screen and it either said set up, face, I couldn't see what it said, so I apologize. But it looked like it said sit up so you could see your face. But I do know that this little LED screen right here does watch your face. And if for some reason that you look away from the road, If you do that for an extended period of time, it's going to alert you on the dash, and then if you don't do something, it's going to slow you down and will pull you over to the side of the road. So there is a lot of safety features that are coming on some of the newer vehicles. For some people that might be too much. Granted, you can turn most of those features off, but like for instance, you're going to have Safety Sense 3.0. So not only will it have, you got your lane departure, you got your adaptive cruise control, you got your pre-collision system. It also has a proactive driver assist. So basically, it's got all these sensors that's watching the road at all the times. And if, for instance, if you're pulling up to a stoplight and you have pedestrians standing on the side of the road and it looks like they're going to step out in front of you, it will proactively slow the vehicle down. And then if that was to happen, let's say there's a bicyclist on the path close to you, it will actually push you over to the left-hand side of the road to try to give them as much room as possible. So now I know it's going to be more than what a lot of people or some people will prefer, but then again, you can actually turn a lot of those features off. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's the first one we've seen, so I haven't had a lot of time in the vehicle, but a lot of the features you'll find on other vehicles, other Toyotas that is, and so have a pretty good understanding of how they work. But if you have any questions, any comments, please take the time to like and subscribe. Send your comments my way. I'd be more than happy to get right back to you. And then I will have weekly content, obviously not on the Land Cruiser because it's the only one that we've gotten in so far, but I do have weekly content coming out on Tacomas. If there's other vehicles that you're interested in our Toyota lineup, please feel free to go on ahead and send your questions or comments my way, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed.